Disasters come in many forms: fire, explosions, maritime tragedies, and even the volcanic fury of nature. The year 2025 delivers productions that shake emotions and reveal how fragile life can be. In this ranking, you'll discover the latest disaster movies and series that not only shock, but also tell stories of courage and survival. The Lost Bus. The Lost Bus is a harrowing tale inspired by true events in California. When the Camp Fire broke out in 2018, the most devastating fire in the state's history, a group of children and a teacher were trapped in a school, and the fire was getting closer by the minute. The school bus driver, Kevin McKay, decided to act. Together with Mary Ludwig, a teacher fighting for the lives of her charges, he boards an old bus with the children and sets off on a desperate journey through the flames. The roads are jammed, chaos reigns all around, and smoke chokes all the passengers. The heroes have to improvise. Wet clothes become makeshift masks, and every kilometer is a fight against time. The 5-hour evacuation turns into a nightmare, but also a proof of the power of courage and sacrifice. The film shows the true heroism of ordinary people who, in the face of disaster, became the only hope for survival. Bajo un volcán. Imagine Tenerife, a paradise island over which suddenly hangs the threat of a volcanic eruption. In the town of Garachico, a military pilot, Mario, appears, whose task is to coordinate rescue efforts. However, it quickly becomes clear that the biggest challenge is not procedures, but tensions between people. Standing in his way is Danny, a courageous volcanologist, convinced that the Earth is about to explode, although the authorities prefer to believe in calm. An affection grows between them, as intense as the lava beneath the surface, which, in the face of growing danger, becomes as dangerous as the volcano itself. When nature wakes up with a bang and the skies above the island burn, the inhabitants must decide: fight for their lives or resign themselves to their fate. Bajo and Volcán is a story of love and courage, of people put to the test when the ground is literally removed from under their feet. Bullet train explosion. Who would have thought that a simple trip on a high-speed train would turn into a fight for survival? Bullet train explosion takes us to Japan, where the Shinkansen becomes a death trap. An unknown terrorist announces that there is a bomb hidden on board, which will explode if the train slows down below 100 kilometers per hour. From that moment on, every carriage becomes an arena of fear and tension. Among the passengers are children, politicians, businessmen, and ordinary people who suddenly have to face uncertainty and their own fears. The train attendants are trying to maintain order, and the authorities are desperately searching for a way to defuse the cargo. Every kilometer is a battle against time, and panic grows by the minute. The film combines spectacular effects with emotion, showing how thin the line separates chaos from heroism. This is a story of courage, determination, and the dramatic struggle for life on the tracks, where one mistake can cost everything. Pike River. One moment was all it took for the tranquility of a mining town to turn into tragedy. In 2010, a massive explosion occurs in New Zealand's Pike River mine, killing 29 miners. Pike River from 2025, however, does not focus only on the disaster itself, but mainly on those who are left behind, the families struggling for memory and justice. At the center of the story are two women, Anna Osborne and Sonia Rockhouse. One lost her husband, the other her son, but their shared pain united them in their determination not to let this tragedy be pushed into the shadows. The film shows their struggle against the system, against indifference, and against their own suffering, which they turn into strength. It is a moving story of loss, courage, and the extraordinary bond that is born in the darkest moments of life. Families like ours. Who would have thought that an entire country could be packed up and sent into the unknown? Families like ours takes us to Denmark of the near future, where rising sea levels force the entire country to evacuate. There are no explosions or panic here, The decision is made coolly, administratively, as if it were just another procedure. In this world, we meet a family that suddenly faces a dramatic choice. Teenager Laura has to decide whether to leave with her mother, join her father planning a life in Paris, or follow her feelings for a boyfriend she doesn't want to leave. In the background, we see people torn between duty and desire, bureaucratic decisions clashing with emotions, and a society that must come to terms with the loss of its own homeland. It's a series about love, loss, and the question of what home really is when the land underfoot is no longer yours. Each of these titles proves that disaster cinema still grips our hearts and keeps us on the edge of our seats. From true stories to fictional visions of collapse, 2025 is packed with unforgettable tales. Let us know in the comments which one you'll be watching first.